What's up guys, and welcome to a new top 5 on my channel. Today we're going to be covering the top 5 best support abilities in Smite. Quick note, I'm not going to be including RT or Fafnir's ultimates in the list because it's kind of hard to judge exactly how valuable they are as an ultimate. Like, you could just say they do what they do, like, you know, RTO's gives passive bonuses and Fafnir's gives him the damage and the immunity, but you could also say that they give you 3 new abilities which would make them, you know, the best, but it's kind of hard to judge, so I'm just not going to include them. Also, let me know if the audio quality is better in this one than it has been, because I've got a new mic, so it should be a lot better than my old one. But let's get into the list. Kicking off at number 5, we've got Jeb's Cataclysm. This ability is just the pinnacle of support initiations, like a massive AoE stun that can last up to 2 seconds at max rank, and does up to 35% of the target's current HP. Like, if you initiate onto a team and hit 3 or 4 people with this when they're all on full health, it's just amazing, because you do 35% of the health. Granted, it's mitigated, it's not true damage or anything, but still, 35% of the current health is really good, even mitigated. And a 2-second stun for your team to follow up on. Like, this ultimate definitely deserves a spot on the list, just for its pure potential to just win a team fight on its own if you hit 3 or 4 people and follow up with like a I'm a monster or something from a Scylla that could just destroy an entire enemy team. I was considering whether to put Sylvanas' Wrath of Terror at number 5 instead of this, but I feel like Jeb's ult does a little bit more. Like, generally it's going to do about the same amount of damage, and Sylvanas is a knock-up, which is a better kind of CC than a stun, but it lasts significantly less duration. I think Sylvanas is a 1 second at all ranks, so once you get Jeb ult to max rank, it's going to hit for doubly as long in terms of crowd control, so I think it just edges it out slightly. But honestly, both could have been a number 5. And number 4, we've got Ganesha's Darmic Pillars. This ability is an amazing zoning tool. Like, you can keep enemies out of areas or keep enemies in a certain area with it, because going through the walls, you're just going to take so much damage and have your protections reduced. It chunks you really hard if you try and walk through the walls of this ability. And the alternative to that is standing inside the ring for 6 seconds, which puts you at a real risk of getting hit by a massive mage or just Hunter shredding you down with auto attacks late game. So, like, no one wants to make a choice between losing half of their HP and getting their protection shredded or standing in the same place for 6 seconds. Like, both of those options are really bad, so, you know, Ganesha forces you to choose between the two, and both are bad options for you, so that's why it's a really good ability. Especially when you combine this with Ganesha's big AoE silence, you can silence multiple people and stop them dashing or jumping out of the ring to avoid the damage, so they either have to just walk straight out or stand there and get like a fucking Scylla ult put on them or something. Like, even without the potential to one-hit Gold Fury at 5 minutes like it could, it's still a solid ultimate to have on your team, and a deserving number 4 spot. What screams support to you more than an ability that can literally revive one of your teammates? And number 3, we've got Capris Blessing. Like, this to me is just the definition of a great support ability. Like, it's solely dedicated to helping your team out and keeping them alive, which is what supports are for. You know, you can have your back assaults and your Ymir ults that do a crap ton of damage, but like, in the end, your support needs an ability to keep your team alive, and Capri does that amazingly with this ultimate. Like, giving them movement speed to escape, and then if they do get caught, bringing them back from the dead, should they take fatal damage, is just amazing. Like, you can completely change your fight if you revive like your mage or your carry with this and just completely destroy your team because they have a second life. Like, a team can dump like an entire mage kit on your carry and then you just res them, and then like they just fuck up the entire enemy team. It's great. This ability has received like 25,000 nerfs roughly since Capris release, and it was even better back then. Like, it gives so much more stuff, but it's still an amazing ability now, and just the definition of a supportive ability and what that should be, which is why I put it at number 3. There's nothing better than seeing that white ring around you and having your Athena land from halfway across the map in support and taunt an entire enemy team. And number 2, we've got Defender of Olympus. The global teleport aspect of the ability is just amazing. Like, you can get to any teammate on the map in 4.2 seconds, by the way. 4.2, you know, 420, funny, right? I'm sorry. Like, this can be used to rotate to a fight quicker than any other support in the game, and can also be used as a kind of second health bar / kind of teleport of sorts, where you just recall on low HP and teleport back to a teammate in the middle of a fight, which could be amazing as well. But the part of this ability that really tips it over the edge into being one of the best support ultimates in the game is the damage mitigation that she grants to an ally while she's teleporting. Athena grants 20% damage mitigation at all ranks to the target while she's channeling, which is amazing for saving teammates in a pinch. Like if they're just getting dived on, you can ult onto them. Reduce damage by a fuck ton with that 20% mitigation. On top of all of that, the ability does 700 base damage with 90% scaling, which is some of the highest for a Guardian ultimate in the game. Like, there's just so much to this ability that I had to put it on the list somewhere, and it's going to get number 2 from me. And taking the number 1 spot for the best support ultimate in the game is Terra's Blessing. There's not that much to say about this ability. Like, giving your entire team 20% movement speed, free ability casts, up to 40% CDR, and a 300 plus 30% heal is just bound to be an amazing ability. The fact that you can max out your entire team's CDR for 10 seconds without them even needing to buy any is just crazy good. Like, you can just pop Terra's Blessing in a team fight and just gas pedal through the entire enemy team and kill them within the 10 seconds that it's active. With the extra movement speed and the cooldown reduction and the heal and everything, like, there's just so much to this ability. It's great for team fighting, getting a teammate out of trouble, chasing people down, doing objectives at low mana or health. Like, it's got so many uses, and there's so much to it that there's no way I could not put it on the list. It's not the most flashy ultimate in the game, you know, it's not a Silverul, it's not a massive Jeb stun in AoE, but it's definitely one of the most impactful and deserves the number 1 spot on this list. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any suggestions for future top 5s, leave a comment. Also leave a comment of what you think the best support ultimate in the game is. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.